Now this is a man who gave everything. He served his country in the Navy. He raised a family. He spent more than 60 years with the woman he loved. And when she passed away and his mind started to fade, he trusted his own blood to take care of him. That trust would cost him everything. We all know that elder fraud is a billion-dollar epidemic in this country. We know that scammers target seniors with dementia, draining their accounts while they can't fight back. But here's the part that doesn't make the headlines. 90% of the time, the person stealing isn't some stranger on the internet. It's family. This is the story of a 95-year-old Black Navy veteran with Alzheimer's who lost $266,000, not to some faceless con artist, but to his own granddaughter. A woman who used his life savings to fund usher concerts, cosmetic surgery, and a luxury apartment while he sat in a nursing home wondering why no one visited. A woman who worked as a finance analyst in the United States House of Representatives, someone who understood money better than most and allegedly used that knowledge to drain her grandfather dry. By the time anyone caught on, his accounts were empty, his care was unpaid, and the woman responsible, she walked out of jail the same day she walked in. Her name is Erica Hopper. She is 45 years old, and the man she allegedly betrayed had already forgotten who she was. The man at the center of this story spent decades building a life most people dream about. He served in the United States Navy. He came home and married the woman he loved. They stayed together for more than 60 years, through children, through grandchildren, through all the ordinary miracles that make up a long life. They lived in the Washington D.C. area, and by all accounts, they were happy. But time does what time always does. Sometime around 2020, his wife passed away. More than 60 years of partnership gone. And for a man already in his 90s, already showing signs of cognitive decline, that loss was devastating. The Alzheimer's that had been creeping in became impossible to ignore. He couldn't live alone anymore. He couldn't manage his own affairs. So his family made the difficult decision to move him into Sunrise Senior Living, an assisted living facility in Silver Spring, Maryland. He needed someone to handle his finances, his pension, his social security, the eventual sale of his house. Someone trustworthy, someone who understood money. Enter Erica Hopper. Hopper was his granddaughter, 45 years old. She lived in Washington, D.C. and worked as a finance program analyst at the United States House of Representatives. On paper, she was the perfect choice. In December 2020, the family granted her power of attorney, legal authority to manage her grandfather's financial affairs and act in his best interest. That phrase is important. Best interest. It's not a suggestion. It's a fiduciary responsibility, a legal obligation. And for a little while, everything seemed fine. The grandfather was receiving care. The bills were presumably being paid. The family had no reason to suspect that anything was wrong. But by November 2021, someone in the family noticed something off. The numbers weren't adding up. Concerns were raised. A complaint was filed with Montgomery County Police. What followed was a financial crimes investigation that would take nearly 4 years to complete, and what detectives would eventually uncover was a betrayal so calculated, so thorough, that it would drain a dying man of everything he had. The numbers tell the story better than words ever could. According to Montgomery County Police, between November 2021 and June 2025, Erica Hopper made more than $266,000 in unauthorized purchases from her grandfather's accounts. Not for his care, not for his comfort, for herself. The breakdown is staggering. More than $25,000 went toward payments on a 2022 Kia Stinger. Another $49,000 covered credit card bills, and those charges included elective cosmetic surgery, luxury designer clothing and accessories, online shopping sprees, and concert tickets. Not just any concert tickets, stage area seats for Usher's 2023 to 2024 tour, front row to watch a superstar perform while her grandfather sat in a nursing home with a disease slowly erasing his mind. But it gets worse. Charging documents reveal that Hopper spent more than $35,000 on rent for a luxury apartment near Union Market in Northeast D.C. To qualify for that apartment, she allegedly listed her grandfather as a co-tenant and used his pension and Social Security as proof of income. He never lived there. He was in assisted living the entire time. His money was paying for a home he would never see. She took trips to New Orleans, to Miami, to Las Vegas. She lived like someone with money to burn, because she did. It just wasn't hers. In April 2024, another family member grew suspicious and filed a civil complaint. Hopper responded by insisting that her job as a finance analyst at the House of Representatives afforded her the lifestyle of her choosing. 1 month later, she was terminated from that position. But the spending didn't stop. Her last alleged unauthorized purchase came as recently as June 2025. And here's the cruelest part. In July 2024, Hopper contacted Sunrise Senior Living and informed them that her grandfather could no longer afford his care. The man whose accounts she had allegedly been draining for years was now, according to her, broke. He was transferred to 2 other facilities. More than $52,000 in unpaid balances piled up behind him. By mid-2024, his finances were completely depleted. A court-appointed trust manager had to take over what little remained. Meanwhile, Montgomery County detectives kept building their case. Bank records, credit card statements, receipts, 4 years of transactions, each one a small betrayal. Together, they painted a picture of something unforgivable. On August 27th, 2025, Montgomery County Police arrested Erica Hopper at her residence in Washington, D.C. The charges were severe. Theft over $100,000. Theft scheme over $100,000. Obtaining property from a vulnerable adult over $100,000. Embezzlement. Fraudulent identity theft between $25,000 and $100,000. 4 felonies and a misdemeanor. She was transported to the Central Processing Unit in Rockville, Maryland, booked and processed, and then she walked out. Hopper was released the same day on a $20,000 unsecured personal bond. That means she didn't pay a dime. The woman accused of stealing $250,000 from her own grandfather went home that night while he remained in assisted living, his accounts empty, his mind fading. Her attorney, Mark Goldstone, has since filed motions arguing that Hopper struggled with mental health issues and financial stress in the aftermath of COVID. He is seeking a plea deal in exchange for restitution payments. He also claims that some of the money went toward her grandfather's care. Police say the bank records tell a different story. Montgomery County State's Attorney John McCarthy couldn't discuss the specifics of the case publicly, but he did address the broader crisis. "This is a sad fact," McCarthy said. "About 90% of money lost in financial scams you lose to a family member. 90%. That number should haunt every one of us. Research backs it up. Studies show that Black elderly Americans are nearly 4 times more likely to experience financial exploitation than white seniors. Family members are the perpetrators in almost 60% of cases. This isn't an anomaly. It's a pattern, and it's devastating a generation of people who deserve protection in their final years." The grandfather, at the center of this case, is now 95 years old. He still lives in an assisted living facility in Silver Spring. His finances, what's left of them, are controlled by a court-appointed trust manager because there's no one in the family the system can trust anymore. He has Alzheimer's. He may not understand what happened to him. He may not even remember the granddaughter who allegedly took everything. That might be the only mercy in this entire story. Hopper's pre-trial hearing was scheduled for September 15, 2025. Her trial is set for October 14. Prosecutors have indicated they will push for a 10-year sentence if she's convicted. But even if she serves every day, how do you give a dying man back what was stolen? When the story broke, it spread like wildfire. NBC Washington, Fox 5 D.C., local news affiliates across the region, Black media outlets picked it up and ran with it. Within days, the case had generated more than 65,000 mentions on X. Everyone, it seemed, had something to say about Erica Hopper, and one detail kept coming up over and over again: the usher tickets. There was something about the absurdity of it. A granddaughter allegedly draining her grandfather's life savings to sit in the front row at a concert that captured people's attention in a way that statistics never could. It became a symbol of the betrayal, the audacity, the cruelty. Usher himself caught wind of the story and expressed sympathy on social media. But outrage alone doesn't change anything. So people started organizing. AARP Maryland launched a petition calling for stronger power of attorney laws. By September the 3rd, 2025, it had gathered more than 2,000 signatures. Advocates pushed for reforms requiring multiple POA holders for vulnerable adults, mandating regular financial audits, increasing criminal penalties for elder exploitation. Montgomery County officials used the case as a warning to families across the state. Consider the possible dangers, they said, of having a vulnerable senior's affairs in the hands of only one person. The conversation also turned to something harder to discuss. Black elders are disproportionately targeted for financial exploitation. The research is clear, and yet protections remain inadequate. Resources remain scarce. Cases like this one keep happening. The family has not spoken publicly. No statements, no interviews. The grandfather cannot speak for himself. His voice, his story, has been told entirely through court documents and police reports. What the community is left with are questions. How did this go on for nearly 4 years? Why did the system move so slowly? Will justice actually be served? Hopper maintains her innocence through her attorney. She awaits trial. Her grandfather remains in assisted living. His finances are gone. His trust is broken. His memories are fading. He served his country. He built a life. He deserved dignity. Instead, he got this. Erica Hopper's trial is scheduled for October 2025. Prosecutors are seeking a 10-year sentence. Her attorney says she struggled with mental health issues after COVID, that some of the money went toward her grandfather's care. Police say the bank records tell a different story. As of now, she has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Her grandfather is still alive. He's 95 years old, living in an assisted living facility in Silver Spring. His finances controlled by a court-appointed trust manager because there's nothing left for family to manage. He has Alzheimer's, which means he may not fully understand what happened. He may not remember the granddaughter who allegedly took everything from him. In some ways, that might be a mercy. The story of this Navy veteran is tragic. A man who served his country, who built a life, who loved his wife for more than 60 years, left penniless by someone who was supposed to protect him. But this story is also disturbingly common. 1 in 10 seniors will experience financial abuse. 90% of the time, the person doing it is someone they trust, someone they love, someone like a granddaughter. If you have elderly family members, check on them, not just their health, their finances. Make sure more than one person has oversight. Ask questions, because the people who exploit the vulnerable don't always look like criminals. Sometimes they look like family. My name is Michael. If you want to see more stories like this one, subscribe. Stay safe out there and take care of your elders.